Man, what is up? What is up? Man, we back early as a motherfucker on a Sunday. I should be at Sunday school looking ass. Man, what is going on? What is going on? Another Sunday, another day. Did he come back? Did Jesus come back? God damn, you've been speaking in tongue and all this bullshit. But the system of racism and white supremacy is still going oops upside your motherfucking head. So shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. Man, I know what it is. I know what it ain't. What is going on? Shout out to everybody out there, man. If you ain't telling on nobody, then I fuck with you. You know, shout out to everybody out here that just go to the Court Plantation and do their job and go home. Not go to the Court Plantation and get to telling on everybody and playing these goddamn social stratification games at the goddamn Court Plantation. So shout out to all y'all. Shawnee, Philly in the building, and Erica, Tasha, 066, Screwheads. I mean, you already know what it is. I had to get on here early, man, because I got to make some motherfucking CMOS. I got to send something to the homies. They done already put in orders, man. I can't be having them waiting all day long. But anyway, y'all already know what it is. You know what it ain't. We about to get into it, man. We about to talk about America's family. You see that they arrested Ethan Crumley's family. Them motherfuckers went and got a gun. They knew he was going to shoot the motherfucking place up. They went and got it anyway. And you know what's so funny? Shout out to Erica too. I saw her. She was talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. We gonna still get into Ghislaine Maxwell too. We gonna talk about that. We gonna all correlate it to how it goes back to the Court Plantation. How the dominant society, they can do whatever the fuck they want at the Court Plantation. But as soon as we do one thing out of pocket, we gotta apologize. We gotta kneel before Zod or kneel before Thanos. Looking at it. But anyway, man, we about to get into it, man. There's a lot of shit to discuss. So let's get into it. Let's clown that shit down. Man. Look at this shit. Happy looking ass. But anyway, Sunday morning, man, what's going on? Top of the morning. Man, so much shit to go on, man. Look, I see your boy Chris Como got fired. CNN couldn't hide him no longer. First of all, what do you think he was going to do? That's his motherfucking brother. See, the dominant society has been taught to stick together. So that doesn't surprise me that Chris Como and Andrew Como and them was like, nigga, that's my brother. That's my bros. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm not mad at them for doing that. That's what white folks do for each other all day long. I was watching this thing on Hulu. I got the book in my cart. And that's what I was watching. It was called about the Sackleys, this white Jewish family who created Oxycontin. And they just was greedy. Just greedy motherfucking white Jewish people. Just greedy. But motherfucking, this is what tripped me out about the white Jewish community and just white people in general. They don't want you to stand next to Farrakhan. Y'all think if Farrakhan came out with a fucking painkiller that was causing addiction, but he was making millions and billions and millions of dollars off of it, they would never let Farrakhan live it down. But the Sackley, a white Jewish community and company, they's making billions off of addiction and lying and lobbying. But y'all want to say y'all the chosen ones, man? Get the fuck out of here. See, that's the problem too, man. You got to look at what's going on. Look at what's the game. What do you mean what's the game, Warren? Shout out to No Compromise too. That's my brother. No Compromise. Hear me out on this one. I want you to hear me out. Specifically, hear me out on this one, brother. This is what I mean. I'm going to always use something that's tangible. If you look at the NBA, it's all damn near white Jewish owners. The Clippers had a white Jewish racist owner. Now they got a new white Jewish racist owner. The majority of them are white and Jewish. The person who started the NBA was David Stern, a white Jewish person. Is it a coincidence that the white Jewish community has dominance over the foundational Black American community? Is that a coincidence? Or is that just by chance? No, that's not by chance. That's not by coincidence. That is by design. And the reason why I say that is because as soon as you say one thing about them and their practices, they shut you down. Look what they did to our brother Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon was just basically speaking about what he read. They was like going in on this nigga about that shit. And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I have learned in studies and just in reading is always question and have a different perspective. Always question everything. And not just question everything because you right all the time, because I don't never consider myself right. I always, well, this is just my perspective. But I have learned in the United States of America Incorporated that they are very quick to blast black folk and put us all over the news when it's us who has committed any type of a crime or infraction. But when it's a white family, they come up with all these excuses. Like I'm reading this book, My Grandmother's Hands or whatever. It's a decent book, but some of the shit be kind of bogus though. Oh, well, white body supremacy and all the trauma that they deal with. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Now that shit I was not feeling. I'm like, nah, you can miss me with that one. Nigga, no. All that white body supremacy and that their trauma, right, to you. But what are they doing to change the system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice? That should be about healing, right? Motherfuckers be like, oh, we gotta heal. Okay, well, how do we heal? I'm tired of motherfuckers talking about black folk gotta heal by forgiving. No, black folk need to heal by peeling me, nigga. I need the yams. I need the yams. Like Martin, I'm trying to get to the yams, nigga. I need the yams. Fuck all that. I forgive you. Man, fuck all that. Give me my motherfucking money that is owed to me from foundational black Americans building this country for free. I watched too many movies where they say that their people built the country. Now you have the Latino community saying that they built the country. Then you have the Chinamen saying, well, we built the railroads. But documented history will tell us that, we built this country for fucking free. So I'm tired of us settling for, we gotta heal. No, man, heal me with dollars in my motherfucking account so I don't have to go to a corporate plantation and be playing social stratification in politics, and I can start my own business and I can recycle my black dollars with other billionaires and millionaires. And then we don't have to deal with that. And that's what, and then my opinion, a confident dominant society would be like, just give them their reparations. Give it to them. Let's see what they do. If they fuck it up, they can never say we didn't give it to them. Because there's a lot of people that would still be like, I'm still working, go ahead and do that. You go ahead and do that. But for the people that's like, no, nigga, I need all mines, and I need mines now. I want my money and I need it now. Fuck all that bullshit. It's so funny. You motherfucker talk about healing and all this other stuff, but then you look at America's family, the Crumleys. These niggas went and bought a gun for their kids, so they kid go to school and shoot the kids. Kid was probably getting bullied, who knows? But they don't give you the right to go to school, get to just dumping on motherfuckers. And the only reason why they probably really went after the parents, because they like, all right, this is a national affair, and we can't be out here looking dumb. So let's go after the parents too. But the parents looking like, what the fuck, we white. And them motherfucking parents went on the run. But they were apprehended without no gunshots or anything. Isn't that funny? But that sister got 5 years in prison for sending her son to another school that wasn't even in his zip code. This is the type of shit that black folk deal with. I was watching this thing too. It's called Harlem with Megan Good and all that. It's a little dumb and boring, but it got to one point where this sister was in this play called not The Quiet Place, but The Sunken Place. It was a musical. And, they're dancing and singing about, racism and all this other stuff. But the lead actor's white. And after every take, she's like, this is ghetto. And I don't like this. And this is ghetto. So the black sister's like, what you mean by this is ghetto? Immediately, the white woman went into white fragility mode. You calling me a racist? And went to cry and stormed off. The brother gets the sister like, you need to apologize to her. I'm like, and in my mind, I'm thinking like, why don't you just find another actor? No, but he's so scared because he's a fucking Sambo. And that's what it be. That's why your best bet is just to shut the fuck up and don't say nothing. When you getting around these people, the dominant society, do your job and get the fuck away from them. Don't be in there bumping your gums, standing next to, talking next to the fat man at the concession stand. Fuck all that. Just get your shit and get the fuck on. That's the problem too a lot of the times with, us. We think because a motherfucker's showing us a little bit of attention, we get to bucking our eyes and tap dancing and putting on a show for these motherfuckers too. I don't do any of that. After you reach a certain plateau, you kind of got to look at people like, well, I hope you don't think you're going to get no entertainment out of me because I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to do my job and get the fuck on. And that's very intimidating to the dominant society because they want us to be their entertainment. Have you ever thought, let's think of this, people. Y'all hear me out. Let's think of this. Why is it we got to go out our way to make them feel comfortable about us when they've been clearly the most volatile people in the United States of America the last 500 years? Clearly it's been y'all, not us. the smallpox, all this other stuff. There's another thing too I noticed too. I'm tired of everybody trying to stake claim in the successes of foundational Black Americans and what we have contributed to this country by building it. Like, I'm tired of everybody wanting to piggyback off of it. You know what I mean? But clearly, documented history tells us we built the country. Documented history tells us our leaders have been shot, killed, assassinated. You know, they've infiltrated our groups. You know, when the Black Panthers was going on and when Fred Hampton got assassinated, I didn't see no other racial groups like, oh, well, you know that. No, not really. It was just, their target was on foundational Black Americans. Well, Warren, you do all this shit talk, how you know? Go get this book, The Burglary. It's a whole bunch of white people who tell you what the fuck was going on with other white people, like cross-dressing J. Edgar Hoover. And it's so funny because we always got to forgive and we always got to heal. But the Jewish community gets to heal with reparations. Y'all don't never ask the Jewish community to forgive Hitler, but it's so quick to ask us to forgive white slave owners and their great-great-great-great-grandsons for benefiting from the free labor of foundational Black Americans. We got to go forgive them and make them feel comfortable with their parents owning our parents as slaves. But I don't never hear nobody go to a white Jewish person and say, man, y'all need to heal and forgive. You know, by healing, you got to forgive Hitler. You got to forgive Hitler what he did, because what he did, you got to forgive him. You be shunned. They would never fuck with you again. They shut your banking system down, all that shit. You get shut the fucker down. But with us, we always got to heal. We always got to go get mental health. We always, you know what I mean? Our mental health is, is unsustainable, and we got to go seek therapy. Man, stop. Stop with that seek therapy shit. What's going on with Dylan Roof? What's going on with Ghislaine Maxwell, Harvey Weinstein? Why are we not talking about these people? Why is it they keep bringing up R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, but we don't never hear nothing about Harvey Weinstein? Why is it they not talking about Ghislaine Maxwell at all? Why are they not talking about this? Should be a national story every fucking day. Pedophile Island. But we're not talking about that shit. Ask yourself that question. Why are they not talking about that shit? And why did they have to go after the parents of that kid who shot up that school? In Columbine, when them kids went to that school, shot that school, they didn't arrest them parents, but they arrested these parents. So why they do that? Question why? Because that's America's family. That's your traditional white family in the United States of America Incorporated. Is that? They don't allow you to see how they really live. It's so funny because when I'm watching this show about the Sacklers, the white Jewish family, who didn't give a fuck and was just lying. Talking about the Oxycontin, it's 1% of the addiction. Like, it doesn't cause addiction. Man, the doctors was on the shit, the patients on the shit. It was straight dope fiends all over the city of Pennsylvania and everywhere else. And them fucking white Jewish people didn't give a flying fuck. They didn't want to know what was going on, as long as they was making money. And the FDA and everybody was in on it too. So I don't give a fuck. Look, let me tell you something. All these people and all these big organizations, they all in on the bullshit. What do y'all think this is? They all in on it. Yeah, because the federal government gonna pick and choose who they want to investigate and who they don't, and lobbyists and motherfuckers that got big time power. All they gotta do is call Washington, D.C. and talk to their local senator, their U.S. senator or their congressman and be like, look, these motherfuckers on my ass. I need to talk to these motherfuckers. And then all they gonna do is go talk to the DEA, FBI, whoever it is, and then they gonna back the fuck up off of you. That's what happens in the United States of America Incorporated when you have legal counsel and money. Most black folk don't have that. Remember what happened to Robert Smith, that billionaire? He said, I'm going to pay off all, I think it was, not Spelman, but it was Morehouse. He was like, yeah, I'm going to pay off $40 million worth of student debt. Motherfuckers was like, cool, jumping up and down. Then 6 months later, he gets indicted for illegal practices with his shit. And you ain't heard nothing about Robert Smith since. They don't want you empowering black folk. They want you giving out crumbs. No diss to Jay-Z and everybody else, but they like Jay-Z. He's a safe Negro. Okay, you make a rap album, you help out a little bit, you do a little bit with niggas, but you're not doing enough, so you're not a threat. When you're a billionaire and you're doing enough, that's when they gonna come after you. Remember that. And I don't care what nobody say. See, they like Kanye, because Kanye, he does just enough and says just enough, but Kanye, he ain't dumb either. He ain't gonna come all the way out the bag and really, really do this shit for his people because he knows what they'll do to him. He knows what they'll do to him. But that's okay. You just speak it. I don't never expect billionaires to be activists, and I don't never expect activists to be billionaires. You have to understand, you have to understand that that's not how it works. Most activists are not billionaires and millionaires. And most millionaires and billionaires are not activists. Billionaires fund the activists. And activists, I would say, coach and teach billionaires and millionaires. It's a fact. We just have to wake up and understand that. Ethan Crumley and James and Jennifer Crumley, these are terrorists, but they don't call them terrorists. As Erica would say, look at the wordplay on what they saying. That wordplay is cold. You know what I mean? Oh, well, we were listening. You know, I think I got some audio, and I'm going to try to play it. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Let's see. It's playing a commercial right now, so let's see. But yeah, man, we finna listen to it and see what's going on. I just find it quite interesting that they went after the parents. Look, the parents know what they was doing. Just like the parents that call, oh, I didn't know my kids are that bad. Well, then you probably just had your kid in the room, wasn't talking to him and asking them. You ain't got to pester a kid every day, but every once in a while, question they ask, like, hey, man, what you got going on? Straight up.
James Crumley, the parents of the Michigan high school shooting suspect, are in police custody right now. This was after the pair evaded authorities for hours after they were...
And what are y'all running from? If y'all didn't have nothing going on, what you running from the authorities for? Because you was guilty too. You knew your son was getting ready to do that, and you didn't give a fuck because you didn't care.
Charged with involuntary manslaughter yesterday. Police say they were found early this morning inside a building in Detroit.
Probably a crack building. They probably dope fiends too. See, they don't like to include that. See, you know, for some sort of reason, everybody thinks in the United States of America Incorporated, dope fiends only black people. No, nigga, you better go watch Quiet Storm. Watch that shit in Arkansas, Little Rock. It ain't nothing but white people that's dope fiends. Go watch this movie called Dope Sick. It's a series on Hulu called Dope Sick with Michael Keaton. Oh, all them white people was dope fiends. They had to add one black girl that was in there, which I don't know if it was true or fiction or not, but the majority of the people in that town, they was white and they was all dope fiends. They was all dope fiends. Hooked on Oxycontin, scratching and itching and acting just like a motherfucking crackhead, a dope fiend.
Not far from where their vehicle was found. Listen to this.
We got a tip that they were here, or that possibly the fugitives were at this location. The vehicle was spotted. Our officers responded in a matter of minutes. When they got here, they set up a perimeter, did surveillance. We notified and activated our Metro Division, our special response team. They came out and they were able to take the fugitives into custody.
Now, attorneys representing the couple say they fled the area because they, quote, feared for their safety.
Why would you be fearing for your safety when your son went up to the school and shot a whole bunch of people? That's that white fragility shit. Oh, I was fearing for my safety. Nigga, your son is the one that went in there and got the shooting. Man, get the fuck out of here. That's like at the Court Plantation when a dominant society motherfucker say something crazy to a foundational black American, and the foundational black American be like, you better get away from me. All of a sudden you in the Office of Human Resources, and they're like, well, what? Like, hey, I told them to get away from me. I don't want to deal with none of this. Get away from me. Oh, well, they said that you threatened them. No, I said get away from me. That's how it is. They will flip that shit in a minute.
Following Tuesday's shooting, where 4 students were killed and 7 others were injured. And we should note, this is rare. The parents of school shooters rarely face charges, but here's the prosecutor in the case explaining why they've been filed.
I couldn't even imagine not holding those 2 people responsible.
Then why didn't y'all hold Columbine's parents accountable for the shooting? Why didn't you hold Sandy Hook's shooting accountable? Why didn't you go after the parents then? There's been so many school shootings. I ain't ever seen y'all hold no parents accountable. Now all of a sudden y'all want to hold the parents accountable? Stop. Y'all found the right dope fiend, white trash parents that you can hold accountable now. Stop.
They bought a weapon for their son and had every reason to believe at least the day before and certainly the morning of that he was very likely going to commit a violent act. And they did nothing. They did nothing.
Just like y'all don't do nothing either. Y'all just let Kyle Rittenhouse out and he was walking around as a vigilante. Y'all didn't do shit. That judge clearly was on his side and nobody seems to have said shit about it. And watch, and Kyle Rittenhouse, he gonna shoot and kill again. He gonna do it again and get away with it. Just like that white boy that was sexually assaulting and raping girls and admitted guilt in court for raping people. And the judge said, I prayed on it and I just can't give him any jail time. So I'm going to give him 8 years of probation because I just feel like, he's learned his lesson about taking pussy illegally. Man, get the fuck out of here. It's niggas in the penitentiary still to this day for allegedly raping somebody. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Money talks, white skin talks, bullshit meaning black folk walk right into the prison system.
They allowed him to go back to class and walked out of that building and never once thought or cared enough to say to a school official or anyone else, our son has a gun.
Man, stop. Y'all motherfuckers know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. Stop letting these people put on.
My research team is the Coastal and Computational Hydraulics team. We develop computer models.
This is theater to them. I don't care what none of y'all say. This is theater. This is what they do. They act. This is acting tactics now. Oh, the parents, they knew. Man, stop. Then you would have been charging every other parent that came in there with a motherfucking gun. You know what it is. You know what it ain't. Stop it. The dominant society, that's like when police have misconduct and then they go to the FBI and say, the FBI is going to do an internal investigation. That's white people investigating white people. What the fuck do you think is going to happen when white people investigate white people? They're going to throw it under the fucking rug. And that's what it's just like at the corporate plantation when a white motherfucker at the job is acting a goddamn fool and nobody says something, and the first person who says something, we take these matters really seriously. Then they do an internal investigation, which is a white person that's investigating another white person. They're gonna investigate another white person, and then they find their findings on what that white person did. Now, if this white person, which is gonna almost always be on code with the other white person, what do you think the outcome's gonna be? Nothing. Nothing's going to be the outcome. Because as Nearly Fuller Jr. teaches, we are all victims of the system of racism and white supremacy. And if you ain't trying to establish a system of justice, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Ghislaine Maxwell, Harvey Weinstein, where the fuck they at? And why black people ain't got the energy with them? Why black people ain't got the energy with these white people that gave their kids a gun to go to school and shoot up all these motherfuckers? Where all the motherfucking activists at? Like, hey, man, y'all constantly putting black folks on blast. Put these motherfuckers on blast for real. They stopped talking about the kid. Now they talking more about the parents. That's like, don't look at my right hand, just look at my left. Man, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, man, y'all already know what it is. You know what it ain't. Enjoy your Sunday. If you at church, sing in the choir, and then do that shit. And if you at home, want to watch some football games, some basketball games, do what you need to do. But still, read, study. There's always a book you could be reading or studying. And I tell you this, hey, man, don't allow anybody to have you feeling like, you haven't healed unless you forgive them for slavery and everything. Man, get the fuck out of here. That's some Sambo ass shit. Guilty, nigga. I'm out, man. Peace.